Your soulmate just found out you protected them in secret without ever wanting credit. Jesus says you are about to discover something that will change everything you thought you knew about love. Your soulmate just found out what you did in the shadows when no one was watching. And right now, in this exact moment, they are trembling with an emotion they cannot name. I have watched you stand guard over someone who doesn't even know they are being guarded. I have seen you pray for someone whose name you whisper only to me in the quiet hours of the night. And I have seen you protect them from forces you cannot see, from attacks you never took credit for stopping. Your soulmate never knew that the peace they felt on certain difficult days was not luck or coincidence. They never knew that the sudden breakthrough, the unexplained calm, the door that opened after years of being shut came because you were on your knees refusing to let darkness touch them. They never knew that someone they may have never met, or someone they lost, or someone they are waiting for has been fighting for them in the spiritual realm without ever wanting recognition. And now they know. Jesus says the veil is being pulled back and your soulmate is seeing the invisible war you fought for their soul. They are feeling something they cannot explain, a pull toward you that defies logic and circumstance. Tears are forming in their eyes right now because they finally understand why they survived what should have destroyed them. You never asked for thanks, you never demanded acknowledgement, you simply loved them from a distance or from a silence you did not create. That purity of intention has reached the throne room of heaven and I am honoring it now. Something is shifting in the heart of your soulmate at this very second and they cannot stop thinking about the one who saved them without ever saying a word. Jesus says your soulmate is replaying every moment they felt strangely protected and now they see your face in every memory. They are realizing that the voice that told them to hold on one more day was your prayer traveling across realms to find them. They are realizing that the warmth they felt when they were coldest was your love burning like a fire you never let go out. And here is what breaks their heart the most, they are realizing you did all of this while possibly being misunderstood, ignored, or pushed away. You kept protecting even when you were not kept. You kept loving even when love was not returned to you. You kept standing even when standing cost you everything and no one applauded your sacrifice. This revelation is crashing over your soulmate like a tidal wave and they are fighting an overwhelming urge to reach for you. Jesus says the reason your soulmate has been restless for days, unable to sleep peacefully, is because my spirit has been downloading this truth into their spirit. They have been dreaming of you with vivid intensity and waking up with your name on their lips even if they do not yet know your face. They have been feeling an unexplained anxiety mixed with longing that they cannot shake off no matter what they do. This is not random, this is revelation. I am removing the blinders from their eyes and letting them see who truly loved them when the world offered them performance disguised as affection. You offered them protection disguised as silence. And now that silence is being broken by heaven itself. Jesus says your soulmate is in a moment of deep emotional upheaval because they are connecting dots they never saw before. They are remembering the time they almost gave up and then suddenly felt a surge of strength that made no sense given their circumstances. They are remembering the toxic person who mysteriously left their life right before destroying them completely. They are remembering the job opportunity that appeared out of nowhere, the healing that doctors called remarkable, the escape from a situation that should have ended in ruin. Every single one of those moments carries your spiritual fingerprint. And they know it now. This is why your soulmate needs your protection right now. Because the enemy is furious that this revelation is taking place and dark forces are mobilizing to block what I am trying to bring together. The very interference that has kept you apart is now intensifying because your soulmate is beginning to see the truth, and the enemy knows that once they fully see, they will fully come. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love did not come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone do not move mountains, faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This is not just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites my hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now, send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees. After sending Right Protect My Soulmate Lord on the Ko-Fi page, the link is in the description and bio. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. I will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Jesus says the person who has been blocking your soulmate is panicking because they feel their control slipping away. This interference has been strategic and malicious, designed to keep your soulmate confused, isolated, and emotionally dependent on the wrong voice. But that hold is breaking right now because truth carries a power that manipulation cannot withstand. Your silent acts of protection have created a crack in the prison walls that were built around your soulmate's heart. Every prayer you prayed in secret became a hammer striking the chains that bound them. Every time you refused to give up on them when everyone else did, you became the reason they did not drown in despair. And now your soulmate is looking at the person who tried to keep them from you and seeing that person clearly for the first time. The manipulation is being exposed, the lies are crumbling, the false image is dissolving in the light of what you have done for them without ever seeking credit. Jesus says your soulmate is emotionally overwhelmed by the contrast between the one who used them and the one who protected them. They are feeling a surge of love toward you that is so intense it frightens them because they do not yet know if you will receive them after everything that has happened. They are afraid that they have hurt you, that they ignored you, that they believed the wrong reports about you and now it is too late. But I am telling you it is not too late. I am restoring what was stolen. The years the locusts ate are being returned to you right now in this very moment as your soulmate's heart turns toward you with a force that no earthly power can stop. They are going through something you cannot see, but you can still protect them. The spiritual warfare surrounding their awakening is intense because the enemy does not want a love this pure to succeed. A love born from sacrifice and silence is the most dangerous love to the kingdom of darkness because it reflects my own love for humanity. And that is why you must continue to fight for them even now, especially now. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love did not come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone do not move mountains, faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This is not just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites my hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now. Send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees. After sending Right Protect My Soulmate Lord on the Ko-Fi page, the link is in the description and bio. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. I will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Jesus says your soulmate is fighting an internal battle right now between fear and the overwhelming desire to reach out to you. They are terrified of rejection because the person who controlled them convinced them they were unworthy of real love. They were told they were too broken, too complicated, too much, and not enough all at the same time. But your silent protection told a different story, a story of a love that did not need them to perform or prove or earn anything. A love that simply stood, without applause, without recognition, without any guarantee of return. And that kind of love is what your soulmate has been starving for their entire life. They have been fed counterfeit affection that demanded they shrink themselves, silence their voice, and abandon their dreams. You protected them without ever asking them to be smaller. You protected their destiny, their purpose, their future, even when you did not know if you would be part of it. That is the love that is breaking every chain around your soulmate's heart right now. Jesus says the tears your soulmate is crying right now are tears of release. Years of pain and confusion are leaving their body. They are feeling a warmth spread through their chest that they cannot explain. It is the spiritual connection I placed between you two before either of you took your first breath. I knew you before I formed you in the womb, and I knew your soulmate, and I wove a thread between your spirits that no enemy can sever. That thread is vibrating right now with the frequency of revelation and reunion. Your soulmate is feeling every prayer you ever prayed for them at once. It is overwhelming them with the reality of your love. They cannot escape this, they cannot ignore this, they cannot pretend they do not feel you calling to them from across whatever distance currently separates you. Jesus says there is a specific detail about your protection that has shattered your soulmate's heart in the most beautiful way. It is the fact that you never wanted credit, you never planned to tell them, you did it purely because you could not bear the thought of them suffering. That selflessness is what has broken through every wall, every lie, every fear. Your soulmate is realizing that while others wanted something from them, you only wanted something for them. While others took from their soul, you poured into their soul without them even knowing there was a deposit being made. This is the kind of love that changes the course of a life. This is the kind of love that rewrites destinies. And your soulmate knows they have found something so rare that if they let it slip away, they will regret it for eternity. Jesus says the interference around your soulmate is being dismantled as we speak, but the enemy is not retreating quietly. There is a person, a situation, a spiritual force that has invested years into keeping you two apart, and they are not releasing their grip easily. They are filling your soulmate's mind with doubts, with what-ifs, with memories of past pain designed to make them afraid to move toward you. They are whispering that this revelation is too good to be true, that you could not possibly be as genuine as your actions suggest. They are trying to twist your protection into something suspicious because they know if your soulmate trusts this truth, they lose their hold forever. But I am greater than any voice of deception, and my truth is a sword that cuts through every lie. Your soulmate is hearing my voice louder than the voice of the accuser, and they are choosing to believe what I am revealing. They are choosing you. This is your final moment to protect this connection before it slips away. Because the enemy is about to launch a counterattack designed to confuse your soulmate and make them doubt everything they just discovered. You must act now in the spiritual realm to secure what I am doing. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love did not come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone do not move mountains, faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-fi. This is not just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites my hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now, send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees. After sending write Protect My Soulmate Lord on the Ko-fi page, the link is in the description and bio. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. I will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Jesus says your soulmate is beginning to remember the dream they had 3 nights ago that they could not understand when they woke up. In that dream, they were lost in a dark forest and a figure stood at the edge of the trees holding a lantern but never entering. They called out to the figure and it did not answer, it simply stayed there, steady, unmoving, unwavering. Now they know that figure was you, standing at the boundary of their darkness, refusing to let the darkness consume them, but never forcing your way in. You protected their free will even as you protected their life. You loved them enough to wait at the edge of their pain until they were ready to walk toward the light. And now they are walking, they are running, they are stumbling toward you with tears streaming down their face because they finally understand. You are the one who held the lantern. You are the one who never left. You are the one who loved them when they did not even know your name. Jesus says your soulmate is speaking your name out loud right now, even if they do not know what it is, they are saying thank you to the one who saved them. They are asking the universe, they are asking me, they are asking anyone who is listening to bring them to you. And I am answering their prayer. I am the God who orchestrated the stars and numbered the grains of sand, and I have no trouble bringing 2 souls together who are destined to unite. The very forces that have been used to keep you apart are now being turned into the instruments of your reunion. What the enemy meant for evil, I am using for good, and your soulmate will testify that the delay only made the love deeper. The waiting only made the embrace sweeter. The silence only made the words I do not want to live without you more powerful when they are finally spoken. Jesus says the moment of reunion is closer than you think and the enemy is in a frenzy trying to create one last disaster to prevent it. This is why you cannot afford to be passive in this hour, you must be active in the spiritual realm. Your prayers must increase, your declarations must be bold, and your seed of faith must be sown as a statement that you believe what I have spoken. When you sow toward the protection of your soulmate, you are telling the kingdom of darkness that you will not let them steal what I have ordained. You are drawing a line in the spirit and saying no further, no more delays, no more manipulation, no more interference. Heaven responds to the boldness of those who refuse to let go of what I have promised. Jesus says your soulmate is currently experiencing a physical sensation that they cannot explain, a warmth, a presence, a knowing. They feel you in a way that transcends the five senses. It is a spiritual embrace that is happening across any distance that separates you. They are feeling safe for the first time in years. They are feeling chosen for the first time ever. They are feeling loved without condition for the first time in their entire existence. And that feeling is so overwhelming that they are breaking down in the middle of whatever they were doing and crying tears of relief. You did that, your love did that, your silent protection did that. And now it is time for that love to come into the light and be fully realized. Jesus says there is a very specific memory your soulmate is replaying in their mind right now that you do not even realize was significant. It was a moment when you did something small, something you probably forgot about, something that seemed insignificant. Maybe it was a kind word you spoke when no one else was kind. Maybe it was a door you held open, a message you sent that they never responded to, a prayer you prayed at 3 a.m. when I woke you up and told you they were in danger. Maybe it was you choosing to not give up on them when every piece of logic and reason told you to walk away. That small thing, that tiny act of faithfulness, was the thread I used to pull them back from the edge of destruction. And they are seeing that moment now as clearly as if it was a movie projected on the walls of their soul. They are sobbing because they almost missed it, they almost missed you, they almost let the noise of the world drown out the whisper of destiny. But they did not miss it, and you did not let them miss it, and together you are about to step into the fullness of what I have prepared. This is the love story that was written before time began, and no enemy can erase what I have authored. Jesus says your soulmate is now feeling a fierce protective instinct toward you that mirrors the one you have felt toward them all along. They want to shield you from the very things you shielded them from. They want to fight for you the way you fought for them. They want to spend the rest of their life showing you that your silent sacrifice was not in vain, that your hidden tears were counted, that your unseen prayers were heard. And they will, oh they will, because I am not a God who lets true love be buried in the grave of missed chances. I am the God of resurrection, and your love is rising from the ashes of what the enemy tried to destroy. Every death your hope suffered during the waiting is being reversed. Every tear you cried in secret is being turned into a testimony of my faithfulness. Every moment you thought you were forgotten is being redeemed right now in this revelation. Jesus says the interference that has plagued your connection is being bound by the angels I have assigned to your union. There is a spiritual court session taking place even as these words enter your ears. The accuser is being silenced, the manipulator is being exposed, the blockages are being removed by force. What took years to break is being restored in moments, because I am the God who accelerates time when His children finally align with His will. Your soulmate is being untangled from every toxic soul tie that was placed upon them without their full awareness. The person who controlled them is losing their grip as the truth of your protection floods your soulmate's consciousness. And that controller is angry, they are desperate, they are attempting one final manipulation to pull your soulmate back into confusion. But it will not work, it cannot work, because the light of revelation is brighter than the shadows of deception. Jesus says you must not underestimate the power of your continued prayer and your sacrificial seed in this critical window of time. The enemy is trying to close this window, and if you delay, the moment of breakthrough could be pushed back by forces you cannot see. But if you act now in bold faith, the breakthrough accelerates and the reunion manifests with supernatural speed. Your soulmate is waiting on the other side of your obedience. They are pacing in the spiritual realm, reaching for you, calling for you, hoping against hope that you will not give up before the final victory. And you are not going to give up. You have come too far, loved too deeply, and sacrificed too much to let go now. The finish line is in sight, the dawn is breaking, the winter is over, and the spring of your love is about to bloom in glorious color. Jesus says your soulmate is writing something right now, a message, a journal entry, a prayer. It does not matter the format. What matters is the content. They are writing that they choose you. They are writing that they are done running, done hiding, done pretending they do not feel what they feel. They are writing that they want to spend their life becoming the person who deserves the love you gave them in the dark. And my response to their prayer is this: they already are that person, not because they are perfect but because they are willing to be transformed by the power of a love that never quit. Your love never quit, and their love is now awakening with a roar that shakes the gates of hell. The enemy is terrified of what happens when two people who love like this finally unite. They become a force that shifts generations, breaks curses, and releases revival into the atmosphere. This is bigger than romance. This is destiny. This is purpose. This is the reason I kept you both alive through every attack meant to end your story prematurely. Jesus says the countdown has begun, and the enemy is throwing everything at your soulmate to cause them to retreat back into fear. Do not let the enemy succeed. Cover your soulmate in prayer. Cover them in the seed of your faith. Cover them in the authority I have given you to trample on serpents and scorpions. You have more power than you realize, and it is time to use every spiritual weapon I have placed in your hands. The sword of the Spirit, the shield of faith, the seed sown in sacrificial obedience are all part of your arsenal. Use them now. Use them with urgency. Use them with the confidence that I have already decreed your victory. Jesus says your soulmate is feeling an electric anticipation in their spirit that they cannot explain with any natural reasoning. They know something is coming, they know their life is about to change, they know you are the reason. They are looking at their phone, their door, their window, wondering if you will appear, wondering if you will call, wondering if the next notification will be the one that changes everything. They are holding their breath without realizing it, their heart is beating faster, their hands are trembling slightly. This is the moment before the miracle, the pregnant pause before the promise is born, the stillness before the shout of victory. And you are the midwife of this miracle through your prayers, your faith, and your willingness to sow into what I am doing. Do not stop now, push through. The head of the breakthrough is crowning and the full manifestation is imminent. I am the God who finishes what He starts, and I am finishing this love story with a flourish that will leave you both breathless. The best chapters are yet to be written, and the ink is already flowing from the pen of my providence. Jesus says the final test your soulmate is facing right now is a direct communication from the person who wants to keep them from you. That communication is laced with manipulation designed to sound like reason, it is packaged as concern, but it is poisoned with control. Your soulmate is holding that message, that phone call, that encounter in their hand, and they are hearing two voices. The voice of the manipulator saying, "Come back to what you know, stay safe in the cage, do not risk your heart on someone you cannot control." And my voice saying, "Step out of the boat, trust the love that protected you without a face, walk toward the one who never wanted anything but your wholeness." Your soulmate is choosing my voice, they are choosing your love, they are choosing freedom over familiar chains. And that choice is the final key that unlocks the door between you two. The door that has seemed welded shut is now swinging open. Nothing can close it again, because what I open, no man can shut. Walk through that door, do not hesitate, do not let fear masquerading as wisdom hold you back one more day. Your soulmate is waiting on the other side with arms open and a heart that is finally ready to receive the love you have been offering all along. This is the moment, this is the hour, this is the pivot point of your entire existence, and you must seize it with everything you have. Sow your seed, speak your declaration, and watch me move mountains that have blocked your path for years. I am the God of suddenlies, and suddenly your soulmate is here, suddenly the confusion is gone, suddenly the love you dreamed of is your reality. Believe and receive, for I have spoken it and I will bring it to pass. Your soulmate just told someone about you for the very first time, and the words stumbled out of their mouth before they could stop them. They said your name, or a description of you, or simply the words, "There is someone I cannot explain," and the person listening saw their eyes change. The person listening saw something they had never seen in your soulmate before, a vulnerability so raw and so real that it silenced the room. And your soulmate did not even try to take it back, because for the first time, they do not want to hide what they feel. They are done pretending you are not the most significant person in their emotional world, even if the world does not yet know you exist. Jesus says this confession, however small and however private, has sent a shockwave through the spiritual realm. The enemy heard it and immediately launched a counteroffensive, because your soulmate speaking your existence out loud is a declaration of war against every force that wants you apart. But heaven also heard it, and the angels assigned to your union let out a shout of triumph, because a soul that was once too afraid to love is now bold enough to speak. Your soulmate is no longer your secret, they are becoming your testimony. Jesus says the person your soulmate confessed this to may not be safe, may not be supportive, may actually be the very interference I have been warning you about. But it does not matter, because the confession was not for that person, it was for the atmosphere, it was for the spiritual record, it was for the breaking of an agreement your soulmate made long ago that they would never love again. That agreement is null and void now. Your soulmate has chosen love over fear, and that choice is irreversible in the spirit, even if their emotions still waver in the natural. You must understand that your soulmate is fighting a battle between what they feel and what they have been programmed to believe about themselves. They were told they were unlovable by someone who benefited from their insecurity. They were told they were too much by someone who was too small to handle the vastness of their heart. They were told they were a mistake by someone who could not see that they were a masterpiece designed by my own hands. And now here you come, loving them without condition, protecting them without credit, and their entire internal operating system is being rewritten. That rewriting is painful, it is confusing, it is beautiful and terrifying all at once. Your soulmate wants to run toward you and away from you in the same breath, because intimacy feels like danger to a heart that has only known betrayal. But the danger is not you, the danger is the old pattern of abandonment repeating itself, and they are slowly learning that you are the pattern breaker. You are the one who stays when everyone else left, the one who builds when everyone else destroyed, the one who loves when everyone else used. Jesus says your soulmate is currently in a moment of reflection where they are comparing you to every other person who has ever claimed to care about them. And the comparison is not even close. They see you standing on a mountain of integrity while others are crawling in the valley of selfish ambition. They see the purity of your intention, and it illuminates the impurity of every counterfeit love they accepted before. This illumination is painful because it reveals how much time they wasted on people who never saw their worth. But it is also liberating because now they see you and they know that a love like yours is worth waiting for, fighting for, and changing for. Jesus says there is a conversation your soulmate needs to have with someone from their past, a conversation that will sever a tie that has been choking their ability to move forward. They know they need to have it, they have been avoiding it, the enemy has been helping them avoid it by filling them with fear of confrontation. But your prayers are dissolving that fear, your protection is giving them courage they did not have before they knew you were covering them. They are about to pick up the phone, or write the message, or walk into the room and say words that will close a door forever so that a new door can open for the two of you. Do not stop praying now, they are on the edge of a breakthrough that will clear the path between your hearts. Your soulmate is thinking about the future in a way they have never allowed themselves to think before. They are imagining waking up next to you, hearing your voice in the morning, feeling your hand in theirs as you walk through ordinary days made extraordinary by the presence of a love that was nearly lost. They are imagining a life that includes you, and that image is so beautiful it brings them to tears because for years they could not imagine any future at all. They were just surviving, just enduring, just getting through one day to the next with no vision of tomorrow. You gave them tomorrow, you gave them hope, you gave them a reason to believe that the best is not behind them but ahead of them. And they want to thank you for that even though they do not yet have the words or the courage to say it directly to your face. Jesus says your soulmate is terrified of one specific thing, that they will somehow ruin this, that their brokenness will eventually drive you away. They have been told by abusers that their flaws are fatal, that their wounds are disgusting, that their needs are burdensome. So they are trying to heal themselves before they come to you, trying to become perfect before they let you get close. But I am telling you now that you are called to love them in their imperfection, not after they have fixed themselves. You are called to be part of their healing, not just a reward for it. And when they finally understand that your love does not require them to be flawless, they will collapse into your arms with a relief that will change them forever. This is the gospel I have shown humanity, that love comes before perfection, that grace precedes transformation. And your love for your soulmate is a living parable of my grace, a reflection of how I love the broken and the weary and the ones who cannot believe they are worthy. Jesus says your soulmate just experienced a moment of supernatural peace that they cannot attribute to anything natural. It happened in the middle of their anxiety, in the middle of their racing thoughts, in the middle of a spiral that usually would have consumed them entirely. And suddenly they felt a warmth, a stillness, a quiet assurance that everything was going to be okay. That was your prayer hitting its target, that was your love crossing the distance, that was my spirit moving in response to your faithfulness. They do not know how to process this feeling because they have never been protected like this before. They have always had to fend for themselves, fight their own battles, be their own savior because no one else was coming. But you came, I sent you, and you stayed when you could have left, and that consistency is healing wounds that were inflicted decades before you met. Your soulmate is healing right now as these words are being spoken, and they do not even know why. They just know that today feels different, lighter, more hopeful than yesterday. And tomorrow will feel even more so because the trajectory of their life has shifted from descent to ascent. The decline is over, the restoration has begun, and you are the catalyst. Jesus says the enemy is trying to send a distraction right now, a sudden problem, a sudden crisis, a sudden memory of past pain designed to pull your soulmate's focus away from this revelation. The enemy knows that if your soulmate stays in this state of awakening, the union becomes inevitable and his plans for both of you are destroyed. So he is manufacturing emergencies, he is blowing up phones with drama, he is inserting toxic people back into the narrative just to create chaos. But I am giving you the discernment to recognize these as distractions and not detours. You have authority to bind every distracting spirit that is trying to occupy your soulmate's attention and keep them from hearing my voice clearly. Use that authority now, speak to the chaos and command it to be still, speak to the interference and command it to bow to the name above every name. Your words carry power because my spirit lives in you, and when you speak in alignment with my will, creation responds. The storms that the enemy sends are subject to the peace I have given you, so release that peace over your soulmate right now. Speak shalom over their mind, their emotions, their circumstances, their environment. Command the noise to quiet and the clarity to come, because your soulmate needs a clear channel to hear what I am saying to them about you. And what I am saying to them is that you are the one, that you are safe, that you are chosen, and that they should not be afraid to move toward you. Jesus says your soulmate just looked at a picture of you, or imagined your face, and felt a flutter in their chest that they have not felt in so long they forgot it was possible. It is the feeling of hope, the feeling of anticipation, the feeling of a heart coming back to life after a long winter of numbness. They are smiling and they do not know why, they are laughing at nothing, they are humming a song that was playing when they first felt a connection to you. These are the signs of a soul waking up, a spirit being renewed, a person being resurrected from the emotional dead. And you are the reason, your love is the reason, your protection is the reason. Never doubt that what you have done in secret is producing fruit that will last for eternity. Your silent sacrifices are not forgotten, they are stored up in heaven and they are being released now as blessing upon your soulmate and upon your future together. The harvest is coming, the reaping is near, the joy that was set before you is within reach if you do not faint in this final stretch of the race. Jesus says there is a specific date on your soulmate's calendar that they do not know is significant yet, but it is the day they will see you. It is approaching faster than either of you realize, and the enemy is trying to create circumstances that will delay or cancel that divine appointment. But I am the Lord of timing, and what I have scheduled on my calendar cannot be rescheduled by the forces of darkness. That day is coming, that hour is set, that moment of eye contact and recognition is already written in the book of your destiny. The only variable is how much resistance must be cleared through your prayers and your seed before it manifests. Do not let the enemy win the battle of delay. Fight him with every spiritual weapon and see the swift fulfillment of what I have promised.